We're leafing our way through the French newspapers. Now, Florence with me here on set, and Hosni Mubarak, of course, all over the French newspapers, international ones as well. I'm sure you'll tell us about that later. But some of them are asking about how you go about judging a dictator.
That's actually the title of Libération, Comment juger un dictateur, how to judge a dictator. And there you see a photo of Hosni Mubarak in his cage yesterday. Now, according to Libération, their editorial, they're calling it humiliation. They say that it's a sinister staging that's aimed at humiliating Mubarak, and they say that it pays a disservice to the revolution that brought him down. They say that justice has left way for its opposite, revenge. And it says that putting Mubarak and his sons in a cage like that and treating them like dogs was actually a reminder of his dictatorship. And they say that this is an opportunity for Egypt to move away from the past and to write a new page. And it's crucial not only for Egypt, but for the Arab world as a whole. And it should be a model trial if it's going to be the foundation of its democracy. Now, Libération looks into what it calls the limitations of a knee-jerk justice system, and they draw comparisons with Saddam Hussein's trial in Iraq, and it says that judging a former dictator is a founding moment for a democracy in the making, and it's important not to mess it up. And they say that the Saddam Hussein's trial was a missed opportunity, a parody of justice, and they say that this kind of immediate knee-jerk reaction in the heat of the moment is like an exorcism for a society that's been traumatized, but it shouldn't be a revenge justice system.
Now, Le Figaro, they're looking at what it might mean for other Arab leaders who might be feeling the heat from the street, which is a good way to put it.
Absolutely. Now, they interview an Arab world specialist named Olivier Roy, who says that this is a novelty for the Arab and the Arab world, but also for Africa as a whole, because usually when leaders are overthrown, they're either killed or forced into exile. And the fact that Hosni Mubarak is facing a civil court, not a military court, it's a real shift in paradigm that marks the end of a tradition of impunity for dictators. And they also draw a comparison to Zine El Abidine Ben Ali in Tunisia, who has been tried 3 times, but in absentia. And now he's exiled in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia obviously is playing a deaf ear to Tunisia's demands for him to be brought back.
Okay, now how often do you turn up to work? That's the subject of the next one. Some very French news. It's a new report about how often elected officials turn up at the National Assembly, and it's not very flattering, is that right?
Absolutely. Let's just say that if they were students, they'd be spending a lot of time in detention. Now, François is looking at this story. It's a report that was carried out by a collective called Regard Citoyen, so Citizens' Viewpoint, that concerns the Assemblée Nationale, which is the lower house of parliament here in France. And it's really shocking. It says that basically a lot of members of parliament are playing hooky. Out of 577 MPs, 102 of them have been called to order and sanctioned financially. Now, the total fine comes up to 95,000 euros. Basically, they were caught, not coming to work without a valid excuse too many times, and they've been sanctioned financially.
Okay, should we go? Better not. Better stay. Better stay. UFOs spotted over Paris.
That's right. It's on the cover of Le Parisien. On n'en finit pas avec les ovnis. We haven't heard the last of UFOs. You can cue the sci-fi music here. For the last couple of weeks, several unidentified flying objects have been spotted all over the country. A ball of fire recently in Brittany, Toulouse. The other night, there were people saw these lights and weird sounds in the air. According to Le Parisien, most of these can be explained rationally, but the mystery remains concerning 5 cases.
Okay, finally, Post-it notes.
Post-it notes, they're calling it the Post-it War, and it's the rage in Parisian offices. Now, it started in a computer game company just a couple of weeks ago. Someone just decided to create a video game character out of Post-its and put it on the wall just to see what would happen, and the war was on. Now, this has been popping up all over Paris, including here at France 24. Now, it was covered in Les Inrocks, which is a newspaper. We were actually featured in Les Inrocks, which is pretty cool. Now, there'll be one big winner at the end of this Post-it War, as well as one big loser, I guess, and that's productivity.
Oh, big shame, big shame. We could put one on the window. No, perhaps not. Perhaps not right behind us here at France 24. All right, Florence, thank you very much. That's her look at the French newspapers this morning.